Brandon Nelson. He's coming to deliver the word. Make him feel like, amen, you actually like it, because we do, right?
I tell you what, that Apostle Andre Allen Williams still know how to make a black man blush. Can't tell. I want you to look at your neighbor and tell them while you're trying to figure it out.
Why you trying to?
Y'all stand up. This is a sanctified church. I don't know what y'all got going on. Tell your neighbor why you're trying to figure it out.
Why you trying to figure it out?
God's already worked it out.
God's already worked it out.
That was the wrong neighbors. Look at somebody else that'll get happy with you and tell them why you're trying to figure it out. God's already worked it out. Y'all almost got it. I want you to put your hand on your heart and talk to yourself and say, self, why you trying to figure it out? God's already worked it out. If you believe that, why don't you give him about 30 seconds of praise in the house tonight? That he still knows the end from the beginning. That he's still the Alpha and the Omega. And that while I'm wrecking my brain trying to figure it out, look at somebody and say, God already worked it out. Oh, hallelujah. Glory to God. You know, I got saved in the church that believed in worshiping and praising God. You know, I got saved in the church where they wasn't afraid to speak in tongues. Where they wasn't afraid to run. They wasn't afraid to jump. They wasn't afraid to holler. And I know we got a little sedate and sedate over the years. But I wonder if I had about 30 or 40 folks in here that would take about 45 more seconds and just say, you know, I came to give God a praise in the house tonight. All you got to do is start looking back over your life just for a moment. Y'all got 30 more seconds. Somebody open up your mouth and say, thank you, Jesus. Oh, come on, look back over your life and say, he brought me from a mighty long way. Y'all still panicking if he brought you from a mighty long way. Somebody open up your mouth and say, yeah, yeah. Oh. Somebody say, he didn't bring me this far to leave me. And so I'm going to praise him right into what he's got in store for me. This ain't the end for me. This is only the beginning. God's about to show up and show out in my situation. Somebody open your mouth if you believe that tonight. Hey, I might be pressed, but I'm not crushed. I might be persecuted, but I'm not abandoned. I might be struck down, but I'm not destroyed. I still got breath in my body. I still got a praise on my lips. And I came to tell God how good it's been to me. Somebody praise him. Somebody praise him. Yeah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Stay standing. 1 Corinthians chapter 16. Verse 8 through 9. I want to give honor to our bishop one more time. Bishop Clint Esquire. Would you give it up for him tonight? And our lead pastor here at Judah, Pastor Andre Allen Williams. We thank God for him so much. Their beautiful wives, Pastor Kendall and Pastor Jocelyn, we honor them tonight as well. All of the Judah staff, all the pastors, and all of you, give yourselves a hand for being here tonight. Thank God for Elder Merchant and leading us in the worship and this great band that we have. We're so blessed. Some churches ain't got nothing but an accordion and some spoons, and so I thank God for what he's given us. I'm going to read the word and then I'll let you sit down. 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 8 through 9, and it says this, but I will tarry in Ephesus until Pentecost. For a great, everybody shout great. Everybody shout effective. For a great and effective door has opened for me. And there are many adversaries. I want you to look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, this is the season of an open door. Oh, man. Come on, tell somebody else, this is the season of an open door. Somebody believe that tonight, that God's about to put you in the midst of the right people, in the right place at the right time, for the right blessing, for the right moment, for the right season, for the right issue, for the right situation. Somebody shout, this is the season of an open door. You may be seated tonight. So Paul is sitting here writing to the church in Corinth, and he's got plans. Anybody ever made plans before? He's got plans. He said, you know, I've got plans to visit this place. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. But it just seems like in the middle of him making his plans, something arrests him in his spirit. And so while he's making his plans, something stops him in the midst of what he does. And he says, but you know what? Before I execute these plans that I have, I must tarry in Ephesus until Pentecost. Because something just dropped in my spirit, and I see a door in my spirit that I didn't see before I started making my plans. Have you ever been there in your life to where you were getting all your ducks in a row, all your I's dotted, all your T's crossed, and then suddenly something arrests you in your spirit and says, well, hold on, just wait a minute, because something better is coming down the pipe. And I came to encourage a few people tonight to let you know that what you have been waiting for, what you have been standing in expectation of, God says, if you believe me tonight, I'll start opening up some stuff that you thought would never be opened up for you in your life. Amen. He says, for a great and effective door has opened for me, and there are many adversaries. And so, in order for you to walk through this season of an open door, everybody say, number one, you got to be limber. Say it again, you got to be limber. Tell somebody you got to be stretchable. And then you got to be moldable. Now the word limber, the definition of limber means to warm up in preparation for exercise or for activity. Now we like the scripture that says, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Y'all know the scripture, so I ain't going to make you go all the way down. And so we've got this mentality in church that waiting means doing nothing. And so you ask yourself, well, you know, why are you going through this financial situation you're going through? Oh, I'm just waiting on the Lord. You know, why are you still with that joker that's beating you upside the head? Well, you know, I'm just waiting on the Lord. Well, you know those people aren't treating you right at work. Why would you look for something else? Well, you know, I'm just waiting on the Lord. But in order to navigate the season of an open door, you've got to be limber, which means to warm up in preparation or exercise for the activity that God has for you to execute in your life. And so we've got to realize that in your waiting still requires, everybody say, work. See, your waiting doesn't mean you just sit there. That word waiting in the Hebrew, they that wait, it means to serve while I wait. All right. See, some of you have immobilized yourself because things aren't working out the way that you thought they should have worked out. And so you've decided that you're going to take your seat and just be still. But God says there's got to be some work in the waiting. I'm not talking to you tonight. There's got to be some work in the waiting. Anytime my situation can come in and cause me to stop worshiping while I'm waiting, I'm in the wrong place. Anytime my situation can cause me to stop praising instead of waiting, I am in the wrong place. I've got to realize that even though God's got me in a waiting season, He's also got me in a working season. I still got to worship while I wait. I still got to praise while I wait. I still got to lift my hands while I wait. I still got to pray while I wait. I still got to fast while I wait. Why? Because God is trying to prepare me for what He's trying to get me to walk into. But I've got to warm myself up to be ready for what He's trying to give me in my life. Look at neighbor, you got to be limber. Number two, everybody say stretchable. The word stretchable means to lengthen, to widen, or to distend. And so in this season, you've got to learn how to go where God tells you to go, even when it's not comfortable for you to do it. See, we like to talk about stretch in the church, but none of us really want to go through the stretching moments of our lives. When God told me, Brandon, I want you to shut down your church in Beaumont, Texas, and move to Orlando, Florida, and join Bishop Clint Brown, and I want you to help him advance what he's got going on in this season of his life. That stretched me. Because I had people who were depending on me in my church. I had folks who were looking to me every week for a word from God for their situation. We had buildings we had to take care of. We had finances to take care of. We had all kinds of stuff to take care of. But God said, look, I want you to stop the plans that you've made. Because I've got another door that I need you to walk through. But it's going to require you to let go of what you did have so I can give you what I'm trying to give you. Okay, I'm going to tell you like this. Anybody ever been stopped up before? I'm not talking about here. Now, none of us like to talk about the stuff in our lives. But every now and then, you've got to give yourself a good old spiritual laxative. Every now and then, you've got to clear out the stuff that's got you stopped up. You got to clear out the stuff that's holding you back. You know, when you're stopped up, it don't feel too good. But some of us learn how to live in a stopped up state, and we begin to believe that that's the normal way that God has for us to live.
My God.
Sometimes you got to take that spiritual laxative and let that stuff out. Tell your neighbor, God wants you to get rid of stuff in your life. I've got to be stretchable. You know, before I started this little weight loss journey that I'm on right now, I know, I'm just tempting everybody in the seats right now. Okay, before I started this weight loss journey that I'm on right now, I can remember that I would eat, and then I would go to put on a shirt a few weeks later, and the shirt didn't quite fit the way that it did a few weeks ago. Because I had outgrown the place that I was 2 or 3 weeks ago. And so I tried to put the same shirt on a new body, and it didn't work. Now, this is not to encourage y'all who are trying to lose weight, get it out of the way. But here's the deal. Have you ever tried to put something on that didn't fit anymore, and so you have to kind of take it and stretch it just a little bit? You have to kind of give that sweater just a little bit of help because you've outgrown where you used to be. And so you got to make sure that the things that you're going to have the capacity to withhold you in this time that God has brought you in. And so some of you are having problems on your job and you're trying to make peace with the problems that are on your job. But really the level that you have outgrown where you used to be, and you're trying to fit into something that you don't fit into anymore. Okay, you ain't gonna talk to me. Some of you have been in relationships with folks for way too long, and now all you have is issues and problems and opposition. That's because you have gotten to a level where you have outgrown the person that you've been with. And let me tell you something, it's not cheaper to keep her. No. Because you'll end up holding on to something and forfeiting what God is trying to bring into your life. So you've got to learn how to be stretchable in this season. Everybody say stretchable. I've got to get out of my comfort zone. Now there's a difference between being at peace and being comfortable. See, being at peace, Paul said, I have learned how to be content in whatsoever state that I'm in. I know how to be high, I know how to be low. I know how to be up, I know how to be down. I know how to have a lot, I know how to have a little bit. I've learned how to have peace in whatever situation that I'm in. But it did not mean that Paul accepted his circumstances. And we've got to realize that the trick of the enemy is to get you to feel like you're at peace when you're really just comfortable right now. You've got to realize that you are God's investment in the earth. Tell your neighbor, you are God's investment in the earth. See, God put you here because he was looking to get a return from his investment. See, some of you, God has given you an anointing to heal, so God wants you to go out there and heal some folks. That's a return on his investment in the earth. Some of you, God has given you a ministry for deliverance. God wants you to go out there and to deliver some folks. That's a return on his investment. But if you're just sitting there being immobile and not moving, God's not getting a return on his investment. Being comfortable. When you're comfortable, there is no progress. Being comfortable is the arch nemesis to progress. Well, I'm not leaving Port St. Lucie. I've been here all my life. My mama here, my daddy here, my job here, had my first kiss here, all this. And God says, but look, in order for you to receive the abundance that I'm trying to bring into your life right now, you've got to put yourself in a position to be a little bit uncomfortable. Well, I like the people that them around, and God said, that's cool, I like them too, but they are not necessary for the plan that I have in this season of your life. To be stretchable. Everybody say moldable.